The rise, the fall, and the rise again? What was Pleasure Island, and why did it close? What will take its place? Let's find out. Pleasure Island Family Theme Park stood on the site of former Cleethorpes Land and Zoo. Owned and operated as a satellite zoo of Flamingo Park, and later by Scottsdale Leisure, the zoo had such attractions as dolphins, sea lions, and pelicans. The zoo closed in 1977. The site was sold to Pleasure World, a division of RKF Entertainment, who announced that the new theme park would be built as a sister park to Pleasurewood Hills Park near Lowestoft and bearing the same name. Construction began on the new theme park in the 1980s. RKF Entertainment went into receivership during the early 1990s and construction of the park was halted. The site was sold to Robert Gibb, the managing director of Flamingo Land Malton, North Yorkshire. Gibb decided to continue with the redevelopment of the site as a theme park, which became Pleasure Island. Reconstruction of the park was completed by Gibb in 1992 and Pleasure Island Family Theme Park was opened on the 27th of May 1993. Robert Gibb's son, Gordon Gibb, later became the chief executive of the company to directly run Flamingoland, while his sister Vicky Gibb, subsequently other sister, Marilyn Wood, formerly Gibb, took the responsibility for the management of Pleasure Island. The park's flagship rides were the Boomerang, which had a length of 935 feet and a height of 116.5 feet. It hit a max speed of 47 miles per hour. This ride had three inversions and reached up to a G-force of 5.2. Made by Vekoma, which is a roller coaster firm from the Netherlands, the ride was one of the only attractions which was at the theme park from the opening day till the closure. The park's rides which people loved were Alakazam, which was at the park from 2002 to 2016 season, Mini Mine Train, which was another Vekoma roller coaster, which was also at the park from opening day to closure, the Hydromax, which was at the park from 2006-2016 season, and the Hyper Blaster, which was at the park from 2000 and 2016 season, and many, many more. All of these rides were based on different themed areas of the park, such as Africa, themed around Africa, the largest area of Pleasure Island, and contained one white knuckle ride. Kiddy's Kingdom, rides for especially young children. Morocco, themed around Morocco, with three white knuckle rides, Alakazam, Hydromax, and the Hyper Blaster. Old England, themed around England, it contained the park's entrance, which was the smallest area of Pleasure Island. Spain, themed around Spain, and nearly as small as Old England, containing one ride and other attractions. White Knuckle Valley, three White Knuckle rides, the Boomerang, the Pendulous, and Terrorac. Let's see what former parkgoers thought about Pleasure Island Family Theme Park. When you think of Pleasure Island now, do you get a sense of nostalgia?
Yeah, I do. I remember when like the Boomerang was the best ride there, and I remember when they added the pendulum, uh, and it was sort of like everyone was talking about at school if they're off to Pleasure Island that weekend, and you know if they can bum some money off the parents so they could get some sweets while they were there.
How did you feel when you found out Pleasure Island was closing?
Uh, I wasn't really that fussed. I think because by the time that was shutting, I'd sort of outgrown it, and a lot of the rides were small in comparison compared to theme parks around the country. But I was frustrated to know that it because it brought in a lot of money, or used to bring in a lot of money. So I was frustrated to know that they were going to be losing that for the economy on the seafront.
Uh, have you heard any rumours of what the new owners are planning doing with the Pleasure Island property?
Yeah, the last I heard, they were gonna extend Thorpe Park almost and have it as a bit of a caravan site, which I think is an absolute waste. It should be restored to its former glory.
Uh, how much of a negative impact do you believe the closure of Pleasure Island had caused on the local economy?
Massive negative impact. There's everyone says that it's a bit of a backwards town and there's nothing to do here, and that was one of the only major attractions that we had. We had that taken away from ourselves, and we had a strong economical boost to the town taken away.
What would you do if you were the owner of the land of Pleasure Island, which was formerly on Pleasure Island? Let me re-say that. What would you do if you owned the land that Pleasure Island formerly was on? Would you build anything different which could possibly impact the local economy?
Yeah. I don't think I would. I wouldn't. I think if the park is what's getting built, I wouldn't follow that same plan. I know there's quite a lot of plans that are going on down on the Wonderland side of Cleethorpes that I think could be imitated or expanded upon in that space where Pleasure Island is. I spend a lot of time there paddleboarding myself, and I know that there's talks of a big water centre being built, with a restaurant and cafe and stuff like that. So I think having something built further down the Thorpe Park end, where that could maybe be turned into sort of like a sports centre or like an actual proper retail park with, activities and shops and restaurants, similar to sort of what Disney have, like on that Hollywood strip that they do, something like that.
And the last question was, what was your favourite ride at Pleasure Island?
The Boomerang, without a doubt. That was the best ride ever. The fact, at that age, I didn't know any other ride that went backwards. And the line for it was never busy, so you could literally go round and round and round, and you just go on it like 10 times in a row, just challenging your stomach. It was great fun.
Negotiations took place to separate Pleasure Island from its sister park Flamingoland, resulting in the management director of Pleasure Island, Marilyn Wood, taking control of the park on the 14th of April 2010. As a separate entity from the family company, Pleasure Island was then operated by Derwell Surveyor Enterprises Limited, directed by Wood, and marked at the end of Pleasure Island of Flamingoland Association. As a result of the ownership transfer, the Grimsby Telegraph website broke news that the park had closed. The park reopened under its new ownership on the 1st of May 2010. In 2013, a farm and petting zoo was added, including a tractor ride replacing the electric monorail. The town of Cleethorpes' tourism industry wasn't the same when Pleasure Island closed in 2016, yet it started to attract a new set of people coming to the town, most notably social media personalities and urban explorers. The most famous of the bunch is a YouTuber all the way from America with a whopping 4.2 million subscribers, and the video of which he uploaded on the 6th of January of him and a few like-minded urban explorers exploring the theme park. His video achieved 717,000 views at the time of this recording. It's really interesting to see people travel far and wide to come to Cleethorpes just to go to Pleasure Island while it's abandoned. Sadly, this won't be a thing for urban explorers much longer, though, as posted by the BBC saying, "But now a private consortium wants to create a holiday village with a hotel, food outlets, lodges and supermarkets." The group, which includes Lidl, said the new £57 million attraction would create more than 350 jobs. They also added, the town's MP Martin Vickers welcomes the proposal, saying the site as it stood was sign of derelict. Already got bed and breakfast places, small private hotels, but we do need a different offer, he added. Does these plans excite the locals? Will these new plans boost their local economy? Only time can tell.